into a brand new Confessions with Lo. Before we get into it, make sure you are subscribed. Give this video a thumbs up. Why am I doing my hands like that? Give this video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below and turn on your post bell notifications. And if you ever want to send me a confession, the email to send it to is in the description box down below. Okay, let's get into this. So I don't know if I should really count this as a confession or not, but this says part 2 update to I slept with my bestie sneaky link. So remember, dang, I gotta go back and see exactly which confession it was, but y'all was on her in the comments because remember she slept with her best friend like sneaky link. Okay, so she said, hey girl, thank you for reading my story. I did just want to say before the update, it's okay for you guys to judge and state how you feel. I enjoy reading what you guys have to say. It does not bother me at all. We all have faults and do things we aren't proud of. Learning and growing as a person is necessary, especially when you are young and dumb. Anyways, this is gonna be kind of long, so buckle up. You guys say I'm not a best friend, but do not know the whole story. I shared as much as I wanted to just to give some tea and make the story fun and interesting. So here's an update plus some more details about this story and our relationship. She has slept with 2 of my brothers, my cousin, and a crush I had on one of my brother's friends who she knew I had feelings for. I just felt bad doing it to her because that was out of my element. Really. I had never done anything like that to anyone, and I do not plan to do anything like that to anyone else ever again. I did actually end up telling her maybe a month after. She said she did not even care the slightest, and she was surprised I didn't do it before. As far as Big D goes, promptly after she slept with him and told me, he and I no longer talked. Even up until this day, we have not spoken, and I do not plan to. Her and I did stop being friends, however, because she started sleeping with my childhood friend, now ex-husband. Wait, my childhood's friend, now ex-husband? So your friend, ex-husband? Not sure how or why that ever started, but once I found out, I told my friend, oh, okay, so your friend's now ex-husband. Okay, got it. I am a lot of things, but I would never condone home wrecking, especially in a married couple. Anyway, I hope this clears everything up. Thank you for reading and listening. I'm about to send the story about them falling out. Okay, so she said just a little clarification. Okay, let's get into it. So the title of this says, me and my bestie fell out over a married man. Okay, so she said, hey girl, as promised, this is a story time of me and my ex-bestie falling out because she wanted to be a homewrecker. This might be a little long, but I think it's pretty crazy and interesting. I hope you enjoy it. So mind you, my best friend is Spice. I will give other names throughout the story. I hope you enjoy it and thanks for reading. So Spice calls me on a random day and tells me that she's been seeing this guy. That wasn't weird for her because she got a new dude every other week, but when she started describing him, he just sounded so familiar. I didn't think too much into it though. Fast forward to the weekend, I'm at her house and she says her man wants to take her out to eat, but she told him I was there too and he said that was fine and he would bring a friend for me. I said, okay, that's cool. I'm always down to eat. He pulls up bumping loud ass music. I look out her window and see this truck. This specific truck is hard to miss and hard to forget. It's loud as fuck, first of all. It has all these colors and designs on it, etc. I was like, there's no way. I'm thinking in my head, I know this can't be Mike. I was like, no, Mike normally lets his homeboys ride around all the time, so maybe it's not. I go out first. The homeboy's out there on the front porch sitting on the swing. Lucky for me, the homeboy was somebody I actually knew and I kicked it with pretty often. So I got hyped as then my face dropped because I realized how I knew the homeboy. I was going to say he was familiar because that's the husband, homie, and you friends with his wife, so that's probably why he was familiar. So I asked the homeboy and I said, who is in the truck? He looked me dead in the eyes and said, please don't tweak out. As soon as he said that, I bolted to the driver door and knocked on it. The truck was high as fuck, so looking down, you can't really see much out the window. All he saw was the top of my head. Well, damn, how big was this truck? I guess he was not looking outside to see who came out because he was rolling up. He opened the door thinking it was Spice with this goofy ass smile on his face, which dropped quick as We were looking at each other for a cool minute until he said Cookie, my nickname. I shut that shit down quick and walked away back inside. Homeboy stopped me before I got in because at that point my face got calm and I was just all smiles. He tried talking to me and he was standing in the doorway. I just stared at his face and was just smiling. Finally, I just said, move. He sure did move quickly too. I walked upstairs into her room, sat on her bed and asked if she knew Mike was married. Because these dudes are trifling, so before I tweaked out for real, I wanted to be sure maybe she didn't know. She said, yeah, they all have hung out a few times. She hung out with your friend and her husband? Oh, honey. Hold on, I lost my place. I said, oh, word? She said, yeah, but Mike was the cutest one out of all the homeboys that was there. At that point, there was no more talking. I got my stuff, got my keys, got in the car, and asked the homeboy if he was staying or going. He got in my car and we left. I went straight to my friend's house. We will call her Sweets. Sweets and I have been childhood friends since we were 5. I knew the code to get in her house. I walked right in and I found her. I knew the code to her house. I walked right in her house. I found where she was and I started asking questions. Come to find out, Spice met homeboy at the bar. He invited her over to the group to chill because she was alone. It was just all dudes there. To my understanding, they all chilled a few times before Mike introduced her to Sweets. Sweets was under the impression that Spice was his longtime friend who he knew for years and just got back in contact with, so she did not have a problem with getting to know her or befriended her as well. She said that she only met her twice and both times she was really sweet to her. I told her all I knew and her sweet ass just said it was okay. Nah, at that point I rounded up my troops because you're not gonna play in my girl's face like that. She invited you into her home, had you around her kids, and you're gonna lay it with her man. Side note, Sweets did tell me about the new friend that's been coming around, but at the time that all that was going on, I was hard in my studies because it was finals week, so I was not going out too much. It was not on socials or anything. I didn't know who she was talking about, only that she had a new girlfriend and she can't wait for me to meet. So me and 2 of my homegirls, homeboy and one of his friends pulled up to where they were supposed to be at. I guess that's what you meant. Long story short, it was a brawl. Wait. Because you madder than the wife. You more mad than the wife. Everybody was fighting. Even people we didn't know were jumping in. Cops were called and we all dipped out. A few days later, Spice, Sweets, and I decided to meet up to have a conversation about it. Not y'all got into a brawl and then y'all want to meet to have a face-to-face. I was getting aggravated because Spice felt like she did nothing wrong because her man is the one that's committed to her. If her man cared about her or her feelings, then he would not have let her come in and take her man. I can agree to that to a certain extent. Spice did that's wrong because you knew the man was married. Number one, you knew he was married and you coming in his house, around his kids, around his wife. That's weird behavior, number one. But also, yes, what's his name? Mike don't owe, not Mike. Spice don't owe no loyalty to Sweet because she's not the one who's married. So like, yes, I get that was wrong, and I'm not even trying to play like devil's advocate or nothing. Like, wrong is wrong, and she was dead ass wrong, but she don't owe no loyalty to your friend. The problem should have always been with Mike on both sides. Do not worry, the husband was dealt with as well. I walked away and let them finish their conversation. I don't know what was said. I didn't ask and she didn't tell me because I didn't want to know. Since then, Spice and I have not spoken. Sweets and Mike are still in the divorce process as he is dragging it out, but Sweets is talking to a really sweet guy. They're taking things slow. As far as Spice goes, last I heard she was pregnant with twins from the local tree man, but I don't know how accurate that is. I hope you enjoyed this story and thank you for tuning in. It was a lot going on, friend. I'm not gonna lie. it's a lot going on in this. I personally feel like I get that you wanted to like be loyal to your friend and you wanted to ride for your friend, and Spice was there, that's wrong. But it's like, if Sweets wasn't telling you that she wanted to go like get into a fight and like put hands on Spice, then I feel like you kind of just should have let that be. Like, and I know like what's done is done, but like you was more mad than her. So you don't like, you don't know what goes on behind like closed doors, and I'm pretty sure you didn't know everything that was going on like in their marriage. So it could have been a reason why she wasn't that mad or she wasn't that upset, and she didn't want to, get into a fight with her man bringing his side chick around. Like, I don't know, like that just even sounds weird just saying. But you were like turned up. Like, I get it, like yes, you want to ride for your friend, but I feel like Sweet should have been like at least the same amount of anger that you felt. But she just said like it's cool, which is not cool. But yeah, that was a lot. Spice, she's grimy, and the fact that you knew he was married and you coming in this man's house around his wife and their kids, throw everybody away. Mike gotta go, Spice gotta go, everybody gotta go. That was a lot. I know y'all gonna have something to say about that one in the comments. But thank you for sending in that part too, friend, because I did ask you to do that, so I appreciate it. And thank you for not being sensitive in the comments. Like, I know some people just be like, oh y'all, like it's only so much I can say. I can tell people to be nice and keep it cute all day long, but at the end of the day, people gonna say what they want to say, and I don't like it. But yeah, but I'm glad that you're not sensitive about that. So moving on to this next one. This is a short one. This says, they left me drunk and lost. She said, hey Lo, I want to start by saying I love you and thank you for the advice you gave me regarding my own channel. Oh, this is my friend. This is my friend. You're like another big sister that I look up to. Okay, so boom, this was my freshman year of college and I was newly friends with these bitches. I don't know why that just looks so funny. I was newly friends with these bitches. So it's the weekend, and of course it's a party, so we all plan to go. We all end up drinking and smoking. Mind you, I know, I'm gonna have to bleep that out. Smoking tree. Mind you, I had never been crossfaded before, so I'm so lit. So the whole party, I'm lit, but I also feel out of place. So I'm ready to go 10 minutes into the function. So my best friend, we'll call her Snake, is drunk as fuck. Why do we all have a best friend, an ex-best friend named Snake? It's crazy. We'll call her Snake, is drunk as fuck, and the other girls notice, so now they want to leave. As we're getting ready to go, I noticed that everyone, 7 of us, excluding me, are literally holding her, trying to make sure she's okay. Meanwhile, I'm in the back, drunk myself, so confused, and I had no idea where we parked. Them hoes left me. I was so lost trying to find them until one of them eventually was like, D, come on, girl, grabbing me like I was a problem or something. Bitch, I'm drunk as fuck. Wait, I'm drunk with no knowledge of where I am. The next day, they sat me down telling me I had a drinking problem, like this is Dr. Phil or some shit. Sorry if this is long, but I definitely have more story times if you want to hear them. Wait, so what you mean they left you? Like, I'm thinking you meant like they left you at the party, so like they like left you in the crowd? Because you said eventually they was like, D, come on, girl. I'm confused, friend. But them sitting you down, trying to have like an intervention, was y'all like drinking the same amount? Because if you think I got a drinking problem, bitch, you got a drinking problem too. We was doing the same thing, but okay. Yeah, friend, can you clarify that in the comments for me? So when you say like they left you, like they drove off and left you at the function, or like you just got lost in the crowd and they left you like somewhere in the crowd and you couldn't find them? I'm confused, but thank you for sending that in. And we got one more confession. I'm gonna do one more because I feel like that first email that I read, that wasn't really like a confession per se. So this one says, 2 men gone wrong. So she said, hey Lo, my name is blank, and I'm a new subscriber to your channel. I love your videos, and you're definitely my YouTube bestie. Your last story about the guy and his mama definitely brought back a funny memory. Now, boom, back in my heavy in the streets days, I used to always hang out with my best friend, who we would call Summer in this story. Summer knew a lot of people, but only called a few her real friends, which included me, another girl, and this guy who we would call James. So one day, while hanging out, wait, I lost my place. So one day while hanging out with Summer, she mentions that James asked her to come chill at his house while his parents were working. Summer says, yeah, I'll come if I can bring blank, her. I don't know if you want me to say your name, friend, so I'm not going to say it. And he agrees. As we walk in his house, I'm already dreading being a third wheel until we walk in the door and I see my crush sitting on the couch. My crush smiles and waves at me, and I'm too stunned to speak until he gestures me to sit down. Suddenly, James goes into the next room and comes back with 2 blankets and hands one to my crush. Me and Summer already know what time they on, but I'm not about to give it up just like that. Plus, they didn't even bother to offer us anything to eat or drink, just this thick ass blanket. As I sat arms crossed, determined not to give in, Summer, on the other hand, was already under the covers with James. My crush nudges me and suggests we go in another room so they can have their private time, which sounded like a good idea at the time. As we head upstairs, we enter James's room and sit on his bed and start talking. Then the conversation turns flirty. We started kissing, and then he whispers, do you want to see it? I'm intrigued, so I quickly nod my head. Lo, he was definitely giving BDE. As we continue kissing, all of a sudden I hear, get the F out of my house, from downstairs. My crush says, oh shit, that's James' mom. Me and my crush head to the window only to see Summer running out the house. James runs up the steps to his room and said, damn, just got here, so you're gonna have to jump out the window. My crush and I look at each other like, this nigga for real? I pause for a second and tell James I came through the door and I'm leaving through the door, and walk right past him. As I head down the steps, his mom yells, James, how many girls you got in my damn house? And I just kept walking until I met up with Summer outside. We did end up hanging out with James and my crush again, but we never, ever went back to his house. I hope you and your subscribers enjoyed this story. I would have did the same thing. I'm not jumping out no window. Are you out of your mind? And then you said upstairs, so you would have to jump out the 2-story window? Are you okay? This your mama. This your house. No, hell no. If you gonna get a whooping, that's gonna be you. I'm walking out the door. I'm walking out the front door, actually. Oh my gosh, friend. That's funny. Thank you for sending that in, though, friend. That was hilarious. So yeah, those are all the confessions that I am reading today. If you ever want to send me one, send it to confessionswithlo@gmail.com. Subscribe, leave me a comment down below. Let's talk about it in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up. Turn on your post bell notifications. And I'm going to see y'all next week for 2 brand new videos. Bye, y'all.